what does the draft of the puppet and scenography mean to you as a basis for the final image of the play?
It's have like two answers, because it depends how the work on the performance is organized. Because sometimes I'm working just by my own. I am the one who create the puppets and the object. So then the drawings are more like the way of thinking about the stuff, because at the end, during the work, during the carving or during some plastic work or whatever it takes, I am still changing the design a little bit. So the final design, like in drawing, never exists. So I always work more like with the sketches, and I try to use the power of the sketches, because the sketches are always more free and more open than the defined pictures of the puppet. So I let them still live even during the process of creating a real puppet. And on the other hand, if you are working with some craftsmen which create the puppets, which happens always in the institutional theater, or sometimes when there is so much puppet that it's impossible for one guy just to make all of them, then I have to make precise, defined design of the puppets. So it's a little bit different where I take all my sketches and then I'm focused to grab from each one something which is interested for me, something which I feel can create the whole design, and so on. But it's much worse work than if you know that you will be the final one who finished the puppet by my own hand.
Cool. What are the differences in the preparation and creation of the puppet show in the particular environments and puppet theaters you have worked with?
Oh, maybe this is the same answer. But for the puppetry, the biggest question is the size. Yeah? Not only the size of the puppet, but even the size of the performance, and even maybe, let's say, size of the environment. It's very different when you create something for intimate space, like you will know that the audience will be sitting just 2 meters from the objects, very close, that they will see all the details of the puppets, all the details of the animator performing with the object. And then if you know that you will be working in the theater for 150 children, where even the first row of the audience is 5 meters far away from the puppets. Yeah. So that's changed a lot, the approach for the puppets. Here in mini theater, there's because all the shows are very intimate, of course. So then the size is changing just, for example, by the number of the actors. If you have just 2 actors, you can make the puppet smaller, because for them it will be much easier to operate than if you have much bigger group of actors. Like, for example, last performance I did it in mini theater is Book of Jungle, and there are 5 actors, so you can make much bigger puppets. You can play with different sizes, different proportion on the stage, and that's something which also changed the approach, my approach like a designer. Yeah. So the scaling, it's I think the most important thing. Yeah. Something you can done really nicely in, say, like for example, this puppet, it works very well because it's in such a small perspective. If I make it 3 times bigger, I will be not able to animate it there like this. Yeah. So maybe this is quite important, that you have to think more like a choreographer or someone who think about the movement of the material than designer in the sense of how the puppets look like. Yeah? Because this communication between actor and the material create the puppet at the end. And I have to think about how the actor will hold it, how it will be suitable for it. Will it be heavy or light? From which material, because every material changed the actor's approach for the puppet.
Compromise between,
if it's light, if it's soft, if it's he acts differently when it's hard, fragile, or things like that. So this is the parameters which can change the design at the end much more than anything which I draw.
You have already collaborated with the mini theater several times. What is the difference between co-creating with them and with other weavers? No,
it depends. I don't think that there is such a big difference at the end. Yeah, of course, for me it's quite hard to understand Slovenian. I still didn't orientate it in the language after all these years. So I have to say that for me, if I'm sitting on the rehearsal, communication with the director and actors, it's more complicated than if it's only in English. But anyway, I am... so that's one thing, but of course, maybe it's important that always coming to mini theater is a little bit like holidays for me, yeah? Because I know it will be also some way of life here. It's not only about the theater, it's also to meet with all the friends here, and I always enjoy it. So that's maybe the biggest difference, because sometimes I'm going, not all, because I have also friends in other theaters, but of course, if it's just 1 hour by the car to the Liberec, where I will work very often in the North Bohemia, and I go there, I quickly do my work and I go back to my family. But here I know I will go for 1 week, so it's not like, it's something like a little bit stay and enjoy.
Thank you. Where did you exhibit a draft for puppets and sets, puppets and scenes, scenic elements, solo or group exhibitions?
I don't exhibit so much because it's always a problem to put puppets on the exhibition. They are mostly somehow losing the power, because they are, for me, the puppet work on the stage. Yeah, it's like this is their place. If you put them to the boxes or if you put them on the wall, it's hard to, I don't want to say dead, but they are without the partners. Yeah, not only the partners like the animators, actors, but also without the audience, without their story. So it starts to be just the design. So which personally, as I said before, I don't feel like the most important stuff in the thinking about puppets. Yeah, for me, the relations are the important. How they create a relation between the actor, between the environment, between the audience and the material. And if you just put the puppets on the exhibition, it's something like an empty box. Yeah? So that's why I didn't exhibit too much. Last year I have big exhibition in Liberec from the puppets I made for them during last 20 years. And sometimes also, of course, my puppets on some Czech puppetry exhibition. But I didn't take care too much about it. Maybe when I get older it will be more interested, but these days I'm more looking like forward, and I feel maybe that if I will be doing much more exhibition, I will be getting older, so maybe this is some fight against the age, I don't know. Yeah. So, but of course, I don't even go too much for the puppets exhibition, like for me it's more important to go for some fine arts or I don't know, but people somehow like it. So because maybe we skipped the thing before and I just said one you can cut this out. But anyway, what I like is the exhibition of the puppets after the show, because every time when I perform my shows, at the end, this is like common in the puppetry, that at the end you will invite the people to come closer and to watch all the puppets and all the objects on the stage. And this is really something which I enjoy, because it's just after the experience with the show and the people came and they are like watching and asking, and there's still something from the show running inside of them, and not only me, but I think all the actors, like the puppeteers, really enjoy these moments when they can speak with the people just about the object, about the puppets, like from what they are made of, for example, or okay, the children mostly ask how long it takes or something. So that's the finest exhibition of the puppet that can happen. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Robert Smolík, and I wish you good luck in all future projects. So yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
And come to Mini Theatre for our shows.
Thank you so much. Bye.